Hello there, I'm Pittsburgh Pat, and I teach kids Dungeons and Dragons so that they'll stay off their phones and use their brains. So anyway, I'm going to show you a tool that I use to teach Dungeons and Dragons. I have a whole list of them, so subscribe to the channel and you'll see more. All right, so here we are, and this is a great tool that I use to teach Dungeons and Dragons called the Game Master's Book of Random Encounters, and it has over 500 customizable maps, tables. All right, so like this is really good for like doing games with kids, especially like this Lord of the Rings role-playing starter set. I have a video about this and how that's useful for kids because with the Lord of the Rings, there's a lot of traveling, and when you have traveling, it wants you to have random encounters. So this book is really good at that because that's pretty much all it does. And you can see like the table here, it actually has one-shot adventures ready to go. So a budding businessman gets over in over his own head. It's a family affair in this battle with evil cultists. The party has one job, then it becomes several. A birthday party gets dangerously theatrical. So there's like some really neat like one-shots in here, which is pretty cool. But it also has maps, and that's like the main thing here. So like here you got like maps for taverns, inns, guild shops. You got temples and crypts, which is great because I also have maps that these fold-out maps. I did a video of that called Into the Wilds, and it was a Kickstarter, so you want to watch that video as well. The great outdoors. So if you're traveling like this, like I said in the Lord of the Rings set, you're like outdoors, you're traveling in the wilderness, you've got all kinds of things. You can have like a little spring, a creek, a ravine, a pit trap trail. Here you have homes, hideouts, and lairs, rooftops, alleyways. So when you're doing your dungeon adventures, your rogue adventures, like say Blades in the Dark, that sort of thing. Randomized tables, that's pretty cool. So like wounded rogue, guild contacts, a random NPC generator, a tavern generator, location generator. I mean, this thing is just chock full. So let's just look at a couple of these things. So here's a couple of the adventures, the one-shots. So we'll just show you the first one real quick. But like it's laid out like a basic D&D setup. So it has like basically a list of like of text boxes you read aloud to like the players. It also has like items that they can buy. It has like encounters. It has like 5 different parts. It has some ideas for like NPCs. So here's your important NPCs, right? And it has some stat blocks for the monsters. And there's several of those. But let's look at some of the other things. So like here's some of the maps. So here's like an outdoor theater. Here's like a cellar, right? Here's like a place where you can buy arcane items. There's a guild hall. It has tables. So like here, this hall for the esteemed guild of alchemists and apothecaries, cooks and bakers, smiths and metal forgers. There's a meeting hall. And it has the maps, and it has like the grid. So you have 5 feet, right? There's a sunken temple. Ooh, look at the details in this, like a dragon, right? Skeletal remains. Some really cool looking maps. So this is great. Like if you're just gonna like do like something, what's really cool is like when I teach D&D, so there's 2 ways that I teach the kids. One, it's like an hour after school, and honestly, one of these or maybe 2 of these random encounters would be enough for a 1 session, 1 hour. And then I also do summer camps where it's more like 3-hour sessions, and then 2 or 3 of these would work for that. You can stick them together. Let's just go to the back though and get some of these tables. So like this is always nice because sometimes the kids have trouble like coming up with names for their characters. Sometimes they're just like, boom, they want to be Michelangelo, or they want to be, one of their, a mech, the name of one of the Transformers or something like that. But sometimes they come up with they have tough times. So roll a D100, right? Boom. Say you roll like a 35. So your first name's Irati, and then maybe you roll a 40. And Zenkor is your last name, right? Irati Zenkor. And then you can have like a little description. So say you roll like a 22 on your description. With a blank expression and wild ear hair. And then maybe who lost their mother's wedding band and insults those in charge. And is also carrying a forger's kit, a list of noble names. So that gives you like a character background right away, just something interesting and exciting to like describe what they're going to be up to. And then here you have some adventure specific tables. So like to each one of those chapters before, you can roll on here just to say, okay, I don't want to decide which one of these adventures we're going to do. We're just going to roll for it. Somebody roll a D6. Boom. Okay, we're going to do the Sun Temple or like random tavern generator. So you got names. So you could be like the Frosty Dretch or the Mysterious Bar or the Bountiful Flask, you know. Interesting. And then here you can have some description. So this place is packed with friendly locals and a few drunk travelers with sawdust on the floor and dust in the rafters. Random curse generator. This is fun. Okay. So you have a curse. The creature refuses to be seen without their hat and won't let anyone forget it. The creature is vulnerable to cold damage and cannot stop their teeth from chattering at the slightest drop in temperature. Or a third one, let's say, passes the curse to every humanoid they touch. 2 days after contact, the humanoid will give birth to a fully formed Quasit. Oh my gosh. Here's a party makeup maker. So you can have like roommates who never remember each other's name. Roving restaurant reviewers who have been banned from several establishments throughout the realm. That's great because my wife and I are doing restaurant reviews. You can check those out on the channel as well. All right. So I just wanted to let you know, Jeff Ashworth and Jasmine Colley, these guys did a great job. Liam Gallagher and Michael Shea, thank you so much. This has been a godsend for teaching. And if you teach D&D or are interested in that, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you want me to do the next video on. And tell me about your adventures, and I'll tell you more of mine. And actually, I have a Patreon now, so you can support me there. And I'll have some extra access to me if you do the top level. I have a Discord, and I'll answer questions there as well. So I'll see you in the comments. I'll see you there on the Patreon. Thanks so much for subscribing to the channel. Have a great day. And I'm Pittsburgh Pat. Teach kids how to play D&D so that they can learn social skills and get off their phones. Have a great one out there. As the kids say, let's go. And as I say, broccoli first. And have a good one.